Trouble Busters!
I'm Midoriko. I've had an uneventful life since I was a kid, but was somehow lucky enough to have found my soulmate and got married to him. My partner, Kenichi, is such a nice, well-put-together person. I feel like I don't deserve someone like him. On the big day, I wore the wedding dress I got from my mother. I got many compliments on the dress from my friends and family. The design is simple and classic, but the truth is, something disastrous happened after the wedding. I can't believe it! My wedding dress is gone! The wedding dress I had just worn the day before was gone without a trace. I had planned on storing the dress after sending it out to the cleaners, but it had disappeared suddenly. Midoriko, what happened? My wedding dress is gone. Mom, do you know where it is? Could it have been a robber?
Did something happen?
It's a disaster. I was robbed.
Robbed? Did someone steal your heart?
Yes, the heart robber. As if. The wedding dress has gone missing.
That's awful! We need to report this to the police right away. Check to see if anything else was stolen.
My mother and I checked around to see if anything else was stolen, but all our cash and valuables were left untouched. Only the wedding dress was stolen. It looks like only the wedding dress is missing. Just what is going on here? I feel uneasy. That dress was passed down from my mom to me, and I was hoping to pass it down to my future daughter one day. This is awful. In the end, we couldn't find the wedding dress. After a while, my little brother, Taku, got married too. It turns out that he had gotten engaged around the same time as I did. His fiancé is Yuki, and to be honest, we don't get along well. She's selfish and bratty and has a bad attitude, even when staying at her in-laws' house. I mean, I don't get along well with my brother, Taku, either, so there's no way I'd get along with his fiancé. My dad passed away years ago, so it's just my mom living at my childhood home. Takao and Yuki planned on living at my childhood home after they got married, but
Yuki can do the chores and she'll look after you when you get old. You'd be better off living with us.
that's what Takao always says, but I just can't imagine his thoughtless fiancé doing that much around the house. I think they just want my mom to live with them as their maid. As if I would let that happen. Even by the time it was Takao's wedding day, we still hadn't found my dress.
Please join me in welcoming the bride and groom.
Oh my god! I shouted without realizing it. Standing there was Yuki in my stolen wedding dress. Mom, look! Why is she wearing that dress? If you look closely, it looks a little different from before, but I'm pretty sure that's your dress, right, Mom? When I said it looks different, I mean that the dress itself is definitely my mother's dress, but now it has pearls and sparkles all over it. What is all that? It looks like it was done by an amateur. My mother's beautiful dress was now cheap and gaudy. My wedding dress! We would never have guessed that my sister-in-law would be wearing the stolen dress. My mother and I were uneasy all throughout the ceremony. After the ceremony, it was time for the reception. What should we do? Should we say something?
Sister-in-law?
Yuki, that dress.
What do you think? Don't you think it suits me better than when you wore it? Mine is a little fancier than yours was, though.
Suits you better? Why, you...
It's a waste for such a beautiful dress to be worn by such an ugly girl like you, sister.
I'm not ugly. I'm just below average.
I think the uniform at a ramen stand suits you better, sister.
Ah, yes, working at a ramen stand. No, I'm not a ramen chef. Yuki, isn't the dress you're wearing the one I gave to Midoriko?
Her wedding is already over, so it's not like she needs it anymore. That's why I took it. It was a little boring, so I fixed it.
So you were the thief.
What do you mean, thief? Stop being dramatic. We just brought something from Mom's house home with us.
Takao, were you the one who took it? The truth is, Yuki seemed like she wanted to wear it for a long time now. She kept bothering us to let her have it. To be honest, I think she just wanted to save money and not have to buy a new dress. My mother refused to let her have it and asked Yuki to get her own dress. I didn't like Yuki much either, so I didn't want her wearing our beloved wedding dress. I thought she gave up after we flat out told her no. I would never have guessed that she would steal the dress and wear it at her wedding. She's crazy. Are you crazy? You'd go as far as stealing the dress and then wearing it right in front of us?
Stealing? Isn't it Mom's dress? I'm family too, so I have a right to the dress, just like you do. What's wrong with us using it? It's not like you had any use for it anymore anyways.
Even if you thought we wouldn't use it anymore, you should have just asked us directly if you could borrow it.
We did ask you, and you said no.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's okay to steal it behind our backs. Takao and Yuki didn't feel bad at all about stealing the dress. They went back to their seats and continued with the reception. At the reception, Takao and Yuki's friends were drinking and partying a lot. They were being so rowdy.
Ah, crap! I spilled some alcohol!
Takao's friends spilled some champagne on my mother's wedding dress.
My bad. I got your dress all dirty.
It's okay. It's not like I'd wear it anymore anyways.
That's my girl! Such a big heart! You're the best!
Who are you calling big?
How awful. They don't even care that they ruined the dress. I can't believe Takao, of all people, would steal our beloved wedding dress. On top of that, he didn't even bat an eye when the dress got dirty. Has he no shame? I already didn't like the two of them before, but now I hate them even more. I can't forgive them.
Troublebuster.
Hey Mom, I need to tell you something. Yes, what is it? I whispered something to my mother. To that she replied, go ahead and do it. With my mother on my side, I decided to carry out my plan. The reception had a speech portion for speeches from friends and family.
All right, looks like I'm up.
As the sister of the groom, I was supposed to give a congratulatory speech. I wanted to congratulate Yuki and my brother Takao on getting married. Yuki, your dress is so beautiful. The truth is, this dress is originally my mother's. The other day, my mother handed this dress down to me, and I wore it at my wedding.
Today isn't about your wedding. Are you just trying to brag or something?
I ignored Takao's heckling and kept going with my speech. I wanted my future daughter to wear this dress one day as well. I planned on safekeeping the dress until that day, but the other day, my dress was stolen. The reception hall was abuzz with murmurs.
Hey! What are you going on about?
My mother and I told Yuki we wouldn't lend her the dress. Today, we saw Yuki wearing the dress that was recently stolen.
Stolen? What are you saying? My mother-in-law gave me this dress.
The reception hall grew more and more restless after hearing my accusation. How does it feel to have a wedding in a stolen dress? You thieving newlyweds.
You! How dare you ruin our wedding! Get out, you bitch!
That's right. You're just jealous that it looks better on me than it did on you. You're so petty.
I don't mind leaving. I don't care about your wedding anymore anyways. But my husband still has his speech to give. So just listen to his speech before we go. My husband, Kenichi, approached Takao and Yuki.
I'm taking you under arrest on account of larceny. What?
The truth is, Kenichi is a police officer. Earlier, Kenichi told me that it's still a crime even if it's a theft within the family. We could have revealed everything after the reception, but we wanted to get revenge on them. We were going to arrest them anyways, so why not now?
Are you kidding me? Why are we getting arrested over a little dress?
We just inherited my mother's dress! Larceny! Stop messing around!
I never said you could have the dress. In the end, Takao and Yuki were arrested at the reception for stealing the wedding dress. I bet they never expected their once-in-a-lifetime big moment would be ruined by their own crime. I'm sure it's a moment they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
If you file a report, your brother and sister-in-law will have a criminal record. Are you sure you're okay with that?
The truth is, I felt no sympathy for Takao and Yuki. Yes, I'm okay with it. Please arrest them. Takao foolishly thought we would go easy on him just because he's family. He is truly an idiot among idiots. I want him and Yuki to learn the hard way that their actions have consequences. Actually, to be honest, I just didn't really care that my brother and sister-in-law would get a criminal record. Based on this incident alone, Takao and Yuki were disowned by my mother. They were never invited to family gatherings ever again. Look, Mom, the dress is back to normal. Oh, thank goodness. This dress is so important to me. I brought the dress that had been remodeled and dirtied by Yuki into a special repair shop. They were able to fix the dress and change it back to normal. Of course, I had Takao and Yuki pay for the repair fees and cleaning fees in full. And what's more, my mother, who was supposed to originally live with Takao and Yuki, moved in with me and my husband.
We'd be worried about you if you lived alone. If anything were to happen, we'll be here to help you.
Thank you, Kenichi. I'm counting on you. My mom seemed happy to be free from having to live with the bratty Takao and Yuki. Take care of your health and live a long, happy life, Mom. I want you to be able to see my future daughter wear our wedding dress one day, too. I would never have expected the dress to get stolen. But we were able to cut off toxic people because of it, so I guess it was worth it in the end. I hope my mother, Kenichi, and I can live happily together from now on. Troublebusters.
I'm Hikari. After my husband Sutamu and I got married, my parents-in-law got us a big house so we could all live together. Our houses are connected, but we have separate front doors. My father-in-law is usually out with friends or at work, and my mother-in-law respects our space and privacy, so I don't mind living with them. This past year, my husband and I were finally able to have a child. Our baby girl, Momo, is growing up so fast. She's already 8 months old. We couldn't put her in daycare yet, so after my maternity leave was up, my mother-in-law started watching Momo while I'm away at work. One day, I left Momo with my mother-in-law as usual and went to work. When I checked my phone at work, I saw lots of texts and missed calls from my mother-in-law. Panicked, I texted her back right away. Hikari, it's a disaster. What should I do? Please, calm down. What happened? I can't text well. My hands are shaky. Oh my gosh, she's shaking? She's really upset. Okay, then let's talk on the phone. No, I can't talk now. There are police officers nearby. Police officers? What in the world happened? Well, you see, around noon I gave Momo her milk and put her to bed. After that, I took a nap next to Momo. When I woke up, Momo was gone. What? I looked all around the room for her. She can crawl now, so I thought she might have crawled around somewhere on her own. That's when I noticed that the door was left open. I'm sure I closed it before I fell asleep. You don't think that someone kidnapped Momo? It's possible. That's why I called the police right away. Then, I tried to contact you and Sutamu, but the police arrived before either of you answered, so I had to explain what happened to the police first. So that's why there are police officers there? Exactly. Just a second ago, I got a call on our landline from Toribus Hospital. They said they're taking Momo to the hospital in an ambulance and need to get in contact with her parents. Toribus Hospital? Isn't that the hospital with the pediatrician we take Momo to for her asthma? A few months after Momo was born, she started showing signs of asthma. We had to take her to the hospital for her asthma treatments every week, and sometimes she even had to be hospitalized. That's why we couldn't put her in daycare yet, and why we needed my mother-in-law to babysit her. Yes, it's the same hospital. I have no idea why she's being taken there. I don't know all the details either. What should I do? It's okay. I'll leave work early and go to the hospital. Please just explain what happened to the police and go back home. I explained the situation to my boss and he let me leave work right away. I immediately got a taxi and headed to the hospital. At the hospital, a nurse took me to Momo's room. Oh, Momo, what happened? Why was she hospitalized?
Oh, Miss Hikari.
Oh, doctor. I didn't know you were taking care of her. I'm glad you're here. Why is she in the hospital? She was just at home with my mother-in-law.
Actually, Momo was brought here by paramedics. This gentleman called the paramedics and came to the hospital with her.
What? Dad? What are you doing here?
I had a feeling he might be Momo's grandfather. When I asked him who he was earlier, he told me he was just a passerby.
What? Why would you lie about that?
It's not my fault. I wanted to show off my grandchild to my friends at the casino. So I just borrowed her for a bit while my wife was napping.
You're kidding. You took her without telling anyone, and what's worse, you brought her to a casino? You brought her to that stuffy casino you always go to, the one full of cigarette smoke?
I just wanted to pop in for a sec and go back home. But I happened to get a lucky machine. I just couldn't leave it. I was only going to play for a little bit, so I let Momo nap next to me. When I looked closer, I saw that she was panting and wheezing. I panicked and told the casino staff about it, and they called an ambulance.
You wanted to pop in for a sec? What were you thinking? She has severe asthma. You knew that she was hospitalized many times for her asthma. The rest of us are all going out of our way to keep her asthma under control. Mother and I clean her room every day now. We keep an air purifier in her room, and Sutamo even quit smoking. You should know better. You live with us.
How should I know? It's the woman's job to raise children, so why would I know anything about that? Back in my day, there were no babies with asthma anyway.
Yes, there were. You just didn't know about them. While my father-in-law were fighting, my mother-in-law and Sutamu arrived at the hospital. The doctor explained Momo's condition to us again. Momo's condition had gotten much worse from all the smoke in the casino. If she had stayed there much longer, she could have suffocated. Her condition now is highly unstable. We needed time to process everything, so we went home. Sutamu, have you seen your father?
Oh, he said he was going out for a walk. Hey, Hikari, do you think you could apologize to my dad?
What?
I mean, the thing is, you know my dad is stubborn and set in his ways. I know what he did was wrong, but He's too prideful to apologize after you called him out like that.
It doesn't matter that he's stubborn and old-fashioned. He almost killed our daughter. Stop going easy on him. I'll have you know, I'm not about to apologize ever. And even if he apologized to me, I'm not going to forgive him.
Then how are we supposed to move on from this? We live together.
We'll just have to get divorced. I'll take Momo with me. I don't want to live with someone that puts Momo in danger. And if you're defending someone who put her life at risk, then you're not good for her either.
What?
I thought I was the only one who could protect Momo, but there was someone else who genuinely put Momo and I first. I won't forgive you. Trouble Busters! Sutamu, stop being ridiculous. You know that this incident was entirely your father's fault. I can't believe you would try to make Hikari apologize.
But
You should be prioritizing your child and your wife. This whole incident reminded me of a time when you were young. When you were a baby, around Momo's age. I came down with a cold, so I asked your father to take care of you. He just completely ignored you. He didn't even notice when you ate some old cigarettes left on the floor and started looking pale. We had to call an ambulance to take you to the emergency room.
what? I had no idea that happened.
So this was the second time he almost killed a baby? Hikari, I understand why you would want to get a divorce. Your husband is defending the crazy old man that put your baby's life at risk. But please, wait a little longer before you make any big decisions. What do you mean? Both of your parents have already passed away, and you don't have anywhere else to go. I'm worried about you. If you got divorced and left with Momo, the two of you would be all alone. Well, my mother-in-law's right. With my parents gone, I have no relatives I can stay with or ask for help. So please, just trust me for a little longer. Hold off on getting a divorce for now. I promise I'll protect you and Momo. But I just can't let Momo keep living with someone so dangerous. I know how you feel. I feel the same way. That's why I'll be getting a divorce. Oh, Mother! I should have divorced him sooner. If only I had divorced him back when he put Sutamo's life in danger. Momo wouldn't have had to go through all of this.
But Mom!
Sutamu, apologize to Hikari. This is your last chance. Whether she forgives you or not is up to her. But if you don't take back what you said, I don't think she'll change her mind on wanting to divorce you. I was a homemaker and entirely dependent on your father, so I had to put up with him. Hikari has her own job and a good salary. She doesn't need to depend on you for anything. She could easily get a divorce.
Hikari, I'm sorry.
I can't forgive you right away, but your mother is right. I have no family to help me raise Momo, and I can't put her in daycare yet because of her condition. I'll give you a second chance. Just this once. To be honest, I want to get a divorce as soon as possible, but I need to put Momo first. I'm sorry you have to make such a difficult decision. I'll set Sutamu straight. You just think about Momo. Sutamu and I will do our best to regain your trust. The next day, my mother-in-law handed my father-in-law divorce papers to sign. My father-in-law grumbled angrily, saying things like,
If you want a divorce that badly, I'll give you a divorce.
he signed the papers right away out of spite. He probably thought she wouldn't go through with the divorce. To his surprise, my mother-in-law went straight to the local civic center and filed the divorce papers. When she got home, my father-in-law started yelling at her. My mother-in-law simply said,
If you want to argue about it, I'll call my lawyer over. But we might get some unwanted attention from our neighbors.
To that, my father-in-law finally gave up and left the house without a fuss. In the end, my father-in-law got to keep their savings and my mother-in-law got to keep the house. My father-in-law had no idea how hard it'd be for an elderly man like him to rent a house alone. He seems to be having a hard time finding a place to live. Even when he did finally find a good place, he couldn't get a guarantor for it. Sutamu, my mother-in-law, and I all refused to vouch for him. All he could get without a guarantor was a dirty, run-down apartment full of bugs and rats. Thanks to her doctors and nurses, Momo was able to fully recover and come home from the hospital. She didn't have any big asthma attacks after that and was able to grow up healthy and strong. Her asthma got better by the time she started kindergarten. My mother-in-law still helps us watch Momo. She really set Sutamu straight too. Now he's finally being a good father to Momo. I still have some reservations about him, but I'm glad I didn't make a rash decision and get a divorce. I know I made the right decision. Trouble Busters!
Hi, my name is Anthony. As a freelancer working from home, it's hard for me to meet people. But I had a fateful encounter. That day, I met a girl named Sophie at a bar. I hate to admit it, but I had never been in a relationship before. In fact, Sophie was my first girlfriend. Thinking back, Sophie had been selfish and inconsiderate from the beginning. But I was stupidly in love and indulged her as much as I could. We then dated for about a year. And finally, we decided to get married. We started to plan our wedding after submitting our marriage document. We went to see the venue together and decided on her wedding dress. Everything went smoothly. One day, I saw Sophie on the side of the road while walking down the street. Sophie? What is she doing there? Should I sneak up and surprise her? To be clear, I'm not a stalker, but I thought it'd be funny if I crept up on her quietly. Now I'll just wait for the perfect timing. While I was thinking about when to scare Sophie, a man suddenly appeared in front of her. Huh? Who's that?
Finally, you're so late, Noah.
Sorry, my bad. Let's go. Then he took Sophie by the hand and walked away. What was that about? Why are they acting like they're lovers? Yeah, maybe he's Sophie's friend or brother. He could be a cousin or a distant cousin too. I also can't rule out the possibility that Sophie has a very young father. Or maybe he's her talent agent. He can also be her bodyguard. But then they went inside the hotel holding hands. None of the above. I'm not even close. I was in disbelief at what I saw, but I waited patiently outside the hotel so I could get some concrete evidence. Later, Sophie and that man came out of the hotel and I recorded them using my phone. Oh my God! Look at them holding their hands! What a day! I couldn't sleep that night. Should I just get up and play Fortnite? Then suddenly, I got a message.
Are you still awake, Anthony?
Yeah, why? Something up? I know something's up.
Not really. I'm just excited about the wedding.
What did you do today?
I stayed home all day.
I see. She lied. Does she think she can hide what she did today? Sophie didn't show any guilt. She didn't even panic when I asked her. Later, I thought about if I should still marry Sophie. But she was my first girlfriend, and we were getting married. It was not that easy to end everything. I know everyone probably thinks I should break up. I know. But we had sent our marriage application to the city hall, and our wedding was just around the corner. Besides, Sophie was cute in her own way. It would have been easier if I could hate her, but how could I break up with the love of my life? After much consideration, I decided that I would let it slide this time. Before, I always ate Sophie's snacks without asking, or did something stupid like accidentally washing her sweater and making it shrink. And Sophie would always forgive me whenever I caused her trouble. So I believe that forgiving each other was important in our relationship. Our wedding day finally came. Where's Sophie? She's late. Oh, she just messaged me.
I'm sorry, Anthony, but I think we should cancel the wedding.
What?
I love you, Anthony, but I've met my soulmate.
Is it someone named Noah, or was it Nova?
It's Noah. Oh, wait, how did you know his name?
Well, the truth is, I saw the two of you together.
You followed us? I can't believe you, stalker!
Yeah, I can't believe you cheated on me too.
So what? I found my soulmate, and he's everything I ever wanted.
So you really want to call off this wedding?
Yep, I found my Prince Charming, Noah. Sorry, but you've been replaced.
Are you really sure? Let's call it off then. I'll get the divorce documents ready.
What? Are you really sure?
Stop copying my words. Be honest, I've lost all my feelings for you. My love faded like a low tide, and you're like the seaweed that got washed up to the shore. It might seem like a joke, but the wedding was actually canceled. Our family and friends at the wedding panicked, but there was nothing they could do when the bride refused to show up. Sophie's parents apologized to me over and over and said they would cover all fees related to canceling the wedding. But I remained remarkably calm, which was surprising to me. Maybe it was because all my feelings for her had disappeared the day I found out she was cheating. I was more relieved than angry that she wanted to call off the wedding. Still, I couldn't believe how she could just cheat on me right after we decided to get married. My heart wasn't big enough to let that slide after all. She's not getting away with this! Time to trouble buster! I prepared the divorce papers right away and sent them to Sophie. She also signed the divorce papers without hesitation. What a cunning woman. Can I ask you something? What do you see in that Noah guy?
Well, Noah is an entrepreneur who has his own business called Elite Excellent Noah.
Huh? What?
Like I said, he's a fabulous, miraculously romantic ultra company president.
What's that? I still don't understand what he does for a living.
I don't know either, but he's a company president. He makes 5 times more than you. It's like we were destined to meet each other.
Oh, so you were attracted by his money. When you compare a no-name freelancer to a young elite company president, the one with more money would obviously be a better option.
Anyway, I've signed my documents. We're now officially divorced. Hasta la vista!
Sophie quickly ran off to find Noah. However, I always felt that Noah guy was a little suspicious. So I looked up Noah and his company on the internet. I found information that says he's indeed the president of some company. But after I dug deeper, I found him in a lot of dubious seminars introducing shady products. It all seemed like a scam to me. I went to a private investigator and asked her to look into Noah's business. Could you investigate this business for me?
Let's see. Elite Excellent Noah Co.? The company name sounds shady already.
Right? That's exactly what I felt when I first heard it.
Alright, I'll thoroughly investigate this company with the weird name.
Thank you! The private investigator started investigating Noah's business. In the meantime, I talked to my lawyer about how much compensation I should request from Sophie. A few days later...
Hi, Anthony. Noah is indeed running a shady scam business.
Really? I knew something was off about that guy!
He's using that company with the weird name as a cover to do a lot of dirty business under the table.
Are you serious? Later, I read the report the private investigator prepared. On the surface, Noah's company looked like any regular business, but behind closed doors, the company was involved in numerous fraudulent activities. His company not only sells shady products to customers, they also scammed a lot of people. My feeling was right.
They can't be operating with a normal business with such a strange name.
You seem to really hate their company name. Either way, I now know that Noah's company was fraud. Noah was arrested shortly after. Questionable business operations, fraudulent seminars, tax evasion. He was facing a long list of criminal investigations. Noah had fallen from his throne. Sophie, who was hoping to marry him, started panicking. She was so freaked out that she messaged me.
I'm so sorry about last time, Anthony. It was stupid of me to cheat on you. Oh my god, I can't even believe how stupid I was.
So?
Can you at least try to pretend you're interested in what I'm saying? I've reflected on my actions and decided I want to get back with you.
I see, but I don't want to.
Hey! We even got married once. Have you forgotten the time we spent together? Do you remember the day we watched the sunset at the beach and swore eternal love?
No, I don't remember. You must have done that with someone else. Then she stopped replying. Hello? Sophie? There's something I need to talk to you about. Can we meet up?
Sure, I'd love to.
You only reply when it's convenient for you. After that, I met up with Sophie.
Anthony, it's so great to see you again. You're the only one for me after all.
I'm glad you came. I need to talk to you about compensation.
What compensation?
My lawyer and I had a discussion and came up with an amount. It's for you cheating on me when we were married. It's also for you canceling the wedding on our wedding day. I'm requesting compensation from you for all those things.
You can't do that to your wife. Let's get back together and be a couple again. Then everything will go away, right?
You're not my wife, and I'm not getting back with you. So things are not going away. I only need you to pay me the full amount. Sophie was disappointed, and she had no choice but to pay me the compensation I requested. Her boyfriend was arrested, and her parents were still mad about her canceling the wedding. So she had no one to turn to. Rumors had it that she got involved in some pretty shady business lately. She's been living in poverty and working all day to pay off the loan she took out. As for me, I met a girl named Hannah and started going out with her. She and I share similar personalities and values. It's so refreshing to be with someone completely different from Sophie. I was once married. It was such a bad and painful experience, so I feel blessed to be able to meet someone new. I hope Hannah and I can have a happy life together. Trouble Busters!
I'm Akashi. Let me tell you about something that happened on my way home from work one night. I was exhausted from solving problems at work all day. By the time I got off work, it was already past midnight. Luckily, my apartment is just barely within walking distance from my job, so I went home on foot. I took a shortcut by going through a nearby park. I saw a woman sitting on one of the park benches, and we made eye contact. Her clothes were ratty and her hair was a mess. She was sitting on cardboard on the bench with a dirty old blanket wrapped around her. If I didn't see her face, I would have had no idea that she was a woman. She's obviously a homeless woman. Wait, is she following me? Oh, that's so scary. A rough day. But she looks familiar. I can't remember, but I feel like I've seen her before. I was trying not to look back at her because I was scared, but I didn't want her following me all the way home. I made up my mind to confront the homeless woman. What do you want?
Well,
Yes?
could you share some food with me? Sorry to bother you.
Oh, right, food. I don't have any on me. Do you mind if I go to the convenience store for a sec?
What? You don't have to do all that for me.
But aren't you hungry? I can spot you a rice ball and a drink. That should be good, right? I went to the convenience store by the park and just bought the first rice ball and drink I saw. Back at the park, I gave the homeless woman the rice ball and drink. She sat down on the bench and started eating the rice ball in tiny little bites. She should be satisfied by now. I was about to leave while she was eating, but I caught a glimpse of her face and almost shouted out. I thought she looked familiar, but now that I take a closer look, she looks exactly like my little sister's best friend. There's no way it could be the same person, right? It might just be a coincidence that they look alike. Let me text my sister. I hid my phone from the homeless woman and texted my little sister, Midoriko. Midoriko, are you up? I have something I want to ask you.
What is it? My show's about to come on.
Well, remember your best friend Hikari? What's she up to now?
Hikari? She graduated from college and moved far away for work. After that, she got married and had kids over there. I'm pretty sure she's still living there.
Oh, are you guys still close?
After she got married, she stopped responding to my texts. No matter how many times I've tried to message her since then. I guess marriage really does change a person. I didn't think she was the type to just ghost me.
So, you're saying there's no way she'd be in town right now?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Why do you ask?
A homeless woman was begging me for food just now, so I bought her some at a convenience store. But the thing is, she looks eerily similar to Hikari.
What?
But there's no way it's her, right? If she got married and had kids far away, there's no way she'd be wandering around here.
I'm on my way over right now.
What?
I thought something was fishy. It's unlike Hikari to just ignore my messages. Last month, I sent Hikari a birthday present as a last-ditch effort to reconnect with her, but I didn't hear anything back. I know Hikari would definitely reach out to me or thank me, but she never did. I thought she changed, so I gave up on her. But the Hikari I know would never forget to thank me for sending her a present.
You don't think that something horrible happened to her?
I don't know, but I have to see for myself. Even if she is a stranger, you can't just leave the homeless woman all alone.
My sister told me to wait there for her, but waiting outside in the middle of the night is scary. On the other hand, I don't know if it'd be okay if I brought the homeless woman back to my apartment to wait there. When I tried asking her, "Do you want to come over to my place?" she agreed without hesitation. A little later, Midoriko got to my apartment and came barging in. Midoriko, this woman is actually...
Hikari, is it really you? I missed you.
Hikari couldn't stop crying. Midoriko couldn't stop herself from crying either at the sight of her best friend like that. She held Hikari as they cried together.
I'm sorry I didn't realize you were in trouble sooner, even though I'm your best friend. Hikari, what happened?
Hikari told us bits and pieces of her story in a small voice. Here's what happened. Hikari's husband was from a very conservative family. After she got married, her husband and in-laws changed. They made her unwillingly quit her job and take care of all of the chores and childcare at home. They treated her more like a maid than anything. Hikari wanted to get a divorce many times, but just couldn't leave her child. She put up with it for the sake of her child, but it soon took a toll on her mental and physical health. She couldn't get up out of bed anymore. Now that she couldn't do housework, she was kicked out of her house and separated from her baby. She was too embarrassed to move back in with her parents, so she'd given up. She'd been living on the streets, feeling hopeless. She was sitting on the bench, zoned out when she saw me. I guess she thought I looked familiar too, because she followed after me without even really realizing what she was doing.
When I was still healthy, I was using a voice recorder and a diary to use when I get a divorce one day, but I left them at my in-laws' house. I want to go back and get them and be able to see my baby again, but when I think about going back there, I can't stop shaking. Akashi, what should we do?
Okay, leave it to me. Hikari, just tell us where you hid your stuff. Midoriko and I will take it from here. We can't forgive them! Troublebuster! That night, the three of us slept in my living room. First thing in the morning, we took Hikari back to her parents' house. Midoriko explained the situation to Hikari's parents. Hikari got evaluated by a psychiatrist and was immediately hospitalized. Midoriko and I headed over to Hikari's in-laws' house. My guess is that Hikari's husband and her in-laws haven't told anyone that they kicked her out. Even Hikari's parents didn't know. I can use that to my advantage. When I rang the doorbell, a man walked out alone to greet me. Who are you?
Oh, it's been a while. I haven't seen you since the wedding. I'm Midoriko, Hikari's best friend.
Oh, right. You're the one who was dancing during a performance at the wedding, right? Sorry. Unfortunately, Hikari's in bed right now. She's not feeling well. What? Is Hikari here? Yes. What about it?
That's strange. Hikari was with us just recently.
What? So weird, right?
Hikari, are you really in there? Answer me!
Please stop shouting! The neighbors will hear you! We have a good reputation in this neighborhood. So, you were lying about Hikari feeling under the weather? Well, so this family is full of a bunch of liars? I told you, stop shouting!
Hikari's clothes got dirty when she was out with us, so she asked us to get her a change of clothes. Can we go up to her room?
That won't be necessary.
What? Then what about Hikari? You want her to stay in dirty clothes forever?
How could you say such a thing? Okay, fine. I'll show you to her room. Hikari's husband was more worried about protecting his family's image, so he quickly led us into her room. When we were shown to Hikari's room, it was mostly full of her husband's and child's things. Her things were in one small dresser. By the looks of her room, we could tell that they gave her no free time to herself. After we got the voice recorder and the pouch with her notebook in it, we got out of there as fast as we could. After we got home, we made sure to put her belongings in a safe place until her condition gets better. A few months later, Hikari was discharged from the hospital. She's not 100% better, but she's much healthier than she was before. She sent her husband divorce papers and a bill for a consolation fee. She's trying to get custody of her child, too. She couldn't respect our family's traditions, left us out of nowhere, and now she has the nerve to ask us to pay a consolation fee? I should be the one getting a consolation fee from her.
I thought she was just a nice, sweet daughter-in-law, but boy was I wrong.
Hikari's husband and in-laws complained endlessly. Since Hikari took daily logs on her voice recorder and in her diary, she had proof that her husband and in-laws were treating her badly. She also had proof that her in-laws were keeping her baby as a hostage to stop her from trying to get a divorce. Hikari's lawyer was confident that they would win the case. Her husband and in-laws were strongly against it at first, but they ended up paying Hikari the consolation fee she asked for and gave her full custody of her child. They knew that if they tried to fight it in court, people might hear rumors about their trial and find out that they kicked Hikari out. They didn't know it at the time, but rumors about them were already spreading throughout their neighborhood. Their relationships with their neighbors became more and more strained, until it got to the point that none of their neighbors would ever give them the time of day. The rumors even spread to Hikari's husband's place of work. All of his co-workers started treating him coldly. He's always reminded of what he did, even at work. So he spends his days full of shame and regret. Hikari was able to be reunited with her daughter. After her doctor gave her the green light, she was able to go back to work. Now, she's working hard as a single mother, with the help and support of her parents. Midoriko and I hang out with her from time to time, just like the old days. We've grown close to her daughter, too. The only thing different from the old days is that Hikari and I have grown a lot closer than we used to be. We've just started going out. Troublebusters!
My name is Alex. I'm a 30-year-old run-of-the-mill office worker. Recently, I got an invitation for a class reunion. The invitation said, "Why don't we get together to celebrate us all turning 30? Come to think of it, I haven't seen my old friends from junior high school for a long time. The invitation also had the contact info of an old classmate who was organizing the reunion, Sean. It also had a message that said feel free to contact him, so I sent him a text message. Hey, long time no speak. It's Alex, remember me? Alex, good to hear from you. About the reunion, I'm going. I want to see everyone. That's great. You're the first one to contact me. Do you want to organize a reunion with me? Me? Well, I'm not sure. You'll be doing it with me, so it'll be fine. Alright then, let's do it! This is how I started organizing the reunion with Sean. Sean would contact other classmates and manage the scheduling, so I took charge of finding and selecting the venue. Regarding the venue, I found the perfect restaurant. So, should I book it now? Great. Yes, book it for 30 people. Got it. So I booked the restaurant for 30 people. Everything was ready for the reunion. A few days later, it was finally reunion day. I came here a bit too early. I'll wait here. I was waiting for my classmates to show up in a restaurant, but after 10-20 minutes later, no one was here. What is this? Are they pulling a prank on me?
Excuse me, are your friends here yet?
No, not yet. I'll contact someone right now. So I sent Sean a text. I'm at the restaurant. Are the guys on their way here now? A few minutes later, I got a shocking reply. Oh, we've just started the reunion in a different place right now. He even attached a picture of them having fun in a different restaurant. Sean and a few other guys from the class were even holding a banner saying, "Surprise," to mock me. What the heck? What is this? It's a surprise for you. We made you believe we were gonna have the reunion there, but while you were waiting alone, we are having fun over here. Why'd you do that for? It's not even funny. We're having a great laugh here. Thanks to you, Alex. I'm not laughing at all. Where are you? I'm coming to where you are. After I sent this message, Sean stopped replying to me. What am I gonna do?
Are your friends coming? We have prepared food for 30 people.
Well, they can't make it tonight.
If that's the case, I'm afraid we will have to charge you a cancellation fee.
What a bastard! I won't forgive Sean! It was not a joke to me. The restaurant demanded a cancellation fee, and I could not stand the way he treated me. I was standing in the restaurant lost in thought. That moment, a woman came into view.
Alex? Is that you?
Yeah, are you Sally from my junior high?
Yeah, long time no see.
Her name is Sally. She went to the same junior high school. She was always nice and pretty, so naturally, she was the most popular girl in school. Like I said, she was always pretty back then, but she is even prettier now.
I came to see you. Sean told me you would be here.
What did Sean say?
He told me to just leave you alone. But I couldn't do that, so I made him tell me where you were.
I can't believe Sean. Why did he do that?
Actually, Sean had planned it from the beginning, to make fun of you.
What?
You probably didn't know, but Sean had been really jealous of you since we were in junior high.
Why?
You were the captain of the basketball team, and popular with the girls.
Was I popular with girls?
Yeah, you were. There were lots of girls who liked you secretly.
Oh, you're making me blush.
Stop with that face! Anyway, what I want to say is that Sean has never liked you. That's why he came up with the idea of embarrassing you in front of everyone.
Angry meter, 30% full. I can't believe it. Sean is such a bitch. But Sally, how did you know all of this?
Actually, Sean made a group message board without you. And people shared messages. Sean said it was just a surprise for Alex, so we all thought it was going to be a friendly joke.
I see.
But what Sean did was not funny, and I told him so.
Sally, you're so sweet.
He was very drunk and started to say nasty things about you. I recorded it. Here.
I saw Sean in a different restaurant, bad-mouthing me non-stop. Alex deserves everything he gets. I never liked him anyways. Let's just not tell him where we are, and he can pay for the cancellation fee and everything. Angry meter, 60% full. Ah, what a scumbag! I thought he was my friend.
I didn't like it at all, so I came here to tell you. Alex, you should tell Sean what you think of him.
Well, I need to sort out the situation here first. I suppose I need to pay here, don't I?
Why don't you make Sean pay for it?
I made a reservation under my name, and even if I tell Sean to come here, he won't come.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yes?
I couldn't help but overhear what happened. It's terrible.
Well, yes it is.
Do you mind showing me the video you were watching?
Go ahead.
I knew it! I know him! He delivers the food to one of our restaurants.
Huh? What a coincidence!
I just started working here a few days ago. Before, I worked in our restaurant across town.
Turns out, Sean works as a sales rep for a food company.
I thought I've heard that voice somewhere before. He's usually nice to me when he's working. But when he's talking to someone else on the phone, he was shouting and angry, so I didn't like him much.
Well, you can see his mean personality coming through in his attitude.
Hang on. You just said you thought he was your friend earlier. You were completely fooled!
I can see this is not your fault. I'll help you make this horrible man pay the cancellation fee.
Really? Angry meter, 100% full. I was betrayed by Sean, who I thought was a friend. I need to teach him a lesson. You won't get away with this, Trouble Buster! First, I called Sean. I recorded a call just in case, too. Hello? Sean? About the cancellation fee. Because of your stupid prank, I don't need to pay for that, do I?
What are you talking about? Of course you are paying. Are you stupid or something? We're having a good time here, so don't call me again.
The restaurant prepared the food and everything, so you have to pay for all that.
Why don't you just shut up? I told you to pay the money. It's not my business if the restaurant already prepared the food or not. See ya.
This was his last word, and he just hung up.
Alex, did you record all that?
I did.
I'll contact the food company straight away.
The restaurant manager called the company Sean works for right in front of us.
One of your employees pulled a prank on our restaurant and canceled his reservation. You know how things like this can damage a restaurant. I cannot continue doing business with a company which tolerates such behavior. That's it.
Is it okay to stop business like this?
Not a problem. We can do business with a better company. We only did business with them out of habit, really, so it was about time for a change. This has just kickstarted us into action.
Thank you so much for helping me. What happened afterwards was that Sean's boss found out about his prank. The company had lost a big contract. Sean was demoted, and no one trusts him anymore. His boss clearly dislikes him. So do his coworkers. He was demoted to a position of lower pay and more work. Also, my old classmates learned what happened and offered their apologies. They were also fed up with Sean's mean antics and distanced themselves from him. For me, there was definitely one good thing that came out of this event.
Hello? Oh, you are...
Hello.
Sally and I are dating now. She told me she has always had a thing for me since when we were students. I had no idea such a nice and pretty girl like Sally liked me. Maybe that's why Sean did what he did, because he was jealous. Because of this restaurant, we are together now, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true.
So, the restaurant became our regular haunt. It was not very pleasant what happened to me, but I'm happy in dating Sally, so everything has turned out alright. Trouble Buster!
Hi, my name's Mira, and I'm a 25-year-old housewife. I married my husband 6 months ago. My husband was 10 years older than me and had a good income. He always took good care of me, and I never had any complaints. But there was one problem. It's my stepdaughter, Nancy. Hey, witch! What's with the lunchbox today? You didn't like it? I made everything from scratch and didn't use any pre-made products. I told you so many times I hate green peppers. But it's healthy to have some. I put meat stuffing in it to make it easier for you to eat. I'm just trying to get you to have more vegetables. Are you kidding me? Stop trying to creep laughs in your messages. Seriously, it's annoying. Sorry, but I always laugh like this. Whatever. I want to go to karaoke after class with my friends, so I'm coming home now to get the money. Didn't I give you your allowance 3 days ago? Huh? Are you stupid? Do you think $50 can last me 3 days? Just get the money ready. I'm home. Where's my money? I'm sorry, but you have to wait until next month. My friends are waiting. Just shut up and give me my money. She sounds like a bank robber. I said no. Do you think you're in charge of my life now? What? You're just a good-for-nothing ugly witch who stays home all day doing nothing. My father married you out of sympathy, all right? You wouldn't be here if I didn't agree to you guys getting married. But I'm your mother now, and I can't say yes to all your requests. What do you mean? You're my mother now? My mother? Don't be hilarious. You're nothing more than a housekeeper. Housekeeper? Are you talking about the profession responsible for house cleaning? That's right. You can stop reciting Wikipedia to me. Anyways, you're either a housekeeper or a slave. It doesn't make any difference. You can't do anything when you step out of this house. So you should just shut up and cook for me, do my laundry, and give me the money when I need it. What? I envy you, to be honest. You can stay home all day being lazy. Well, I was too shocked to say anything. Nancy grabbed my wallet and took $300 from it. And she left the house right away. I couldn't believe what had just happened. In her eyes, I was nothing but her slave and ATM. But I didn't say anything to my husband. My husband and Nancy had a great relationship. Plus, Nancy always acted as if we were close in front of my husband. I thought about talking to my husband about Nancy many times, but I always worried I'd ruin their relationship. So I had no choice but to struggle alone. After that, Nancy started criticizing my cooking more often and went out to eat by herself. She would also curse me whenever there were wrinkles in the laundry and order me to iron them right away. and it got even worse. I seriously don't know why your mother gave birth to you. I don't see your purpose in living in this world at all. Get out of my life now. Her extremely rude words deeply hurt me. It breaks my heart every time she says something like that. I wish I had a heart of steel. Then a tragedy happened. My husband passed away after being hit by a careless driver on his way to work. I rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. He died before I arrived. Nancy and I met with the lawyer the next day. The lawyer explained my husband's will to us.
According to your husband's will, you and Nancy are each getting an equal amount of his assets.
Okay. Take your inheritance and leave me alone. What? I'm so sick of living with you in the same house. We're strangers from now on. No, I'm still legally your mother. Your dad would be sad if he knew you said that. Shut up! I don't want to see your face anymore. Pack your things and get lost. Aren't you happy that you got half of the inheritance my dad left? Isn't that why you married my dad? What? Is she saying I married my husband for money? My patience finally ran out. Sick of living with me? No, I'm sick of living with you. Time to trouble Buster. I see. Then hurry up and leave. But first, Mr. Lawyer, can you further explain the will to us?
Certainly. In your husband's will, his total savings, which is $500,000, will be split equally between you and your daughter. And you will get to keep the property, Miss Mira.
What?
As for your daughter's inheritance, Miss Mira, you'll be in charge of your daughter's inheritance until she reaches 18.
What? Nancy was shocked after the lawyer explained the will. I said to her coldly, in other words, you're not getting a penny until you're 18. How is that even possible? Of course, you're still a minor, Nancy. You made your dad think you and I were close, so he was convinced we would live happily together even after he's gone. Initially, your dad wanted me to be in charge of everything when he made the will. But I suggested that he split the money equally between me and you. And I get the house in exchange. Oh. The lawyer and I went through the paperwork afterward. Nancy remained silent with an angry face. She seemed to be thinking about something. After the lawyer left, only Nancy and I were left in the house. Mom? What did you say? Mommy, let's live together from now on, she said with a big smile. Huh? What the hell? Is she trying to trick me now? I was filled with anger about how she used to treat me in the past, and I tried my best to remain calm and said, all right, you'll be in charge of your own living expenses and start paying rent every month. What? Why? Isn't it obvious? We're strangers, remember? And this is my house. Why would I let a stranger live in my house for free? But what do you mean I'm in charge of my own living expenses? We'll split everything from now on. Since you won't be doing the laundry, cleaning, and cooking, I'll do it for you for a price. How nice I am to a stranger. What do you mean? How am I supposed to pay you? You can always get a job or something. But you don't have to pay me if you do your own housework. As for the rent, I'll take $500 per month. Are you insane? I'll talk to the lawyer and sue you. I wondered how she planned to pay the lawyer, but I didn't ask her. I said something else instead. $4,300. What? That's the total amount of money you took from my wallet in the drawer. I can report you to the police, too. You need to pay it back to me, that's for sure. I'll let you stay in the house, but you must do things for yourself and pay the rent. You've already said it. I'll get a job, save money, and leave this house, and I'll get my inheritance when I turn 18. Nancy stormed into her room and slammed the door. If she broke the door, she'd have to pay for the repairs, too. What a silly, silly girl. It's just the beginning. Good morning, Nancy. I called Nancy by her name loudly. She sat at the table with a grumpy look. I shouldn't have called her name so loudly. My throat hurts. When Nancy was about to eat her breakfast, I put my hand out and said, "That'd be $3. Uh-huh. It'll cost you $3 to eat breakfast from now on." What? Are you serious? It's cheaper than your school cafeteria and convenience stores. If you don't like it, buy ingredients and make your own breakfast. Fine! I don't need to eat your breakfast. Nancy shook off my hand and left the table. Seems like she's not having breakfast. I made a lunchbox for you and it'll be $5. Why is it 5? Because I have to get up early to make it. Oh my god, I can't stand talking to you anymore. Then she stormed out. I wouldn't mind if she never came back home. I was in a good mood because I was finally able to get revenge on Nancy. I cleaned the house and did the laundry while singing my favorite songs. Of course, I didn't touch Nancy's laundry. After that, I continued to ask Nancy to pay for every service I provided. 1 load of laundry will cost you $1. If you have more than 10 items, that's an additional 10 cents on each item added. Screw you! The shower is $1 per minute. Which? And the TV is $1 per 30 minutes. I won't watch TV anymore! Oh, I've been paying for your cell phone plan, so I'll cancel that too. You can't do that! At first, Nancy tried to prove that she could do cooking and laundry herself. But it was a disaster because she'd never done any housework before. She didn't even know how to cook pasta. She managed to find a part-time job, and she would come home and eat the sandwiches and pizza she brought from the convenience stores. But she wouldn't eat cup noodles because she'd have to pay for gas and water. She was always exhausted when she got home, so she often went to bed without showering and doing laundry. Her school uniform started to stink, and her classmates isolated her because of the unpleasant odor. A month later, Nancy came home from work one day and was exhausted as usual. Her eyes widened when she entered the dining room. I was waiting for her with a table full of food. Hey Nancy, you're home. Do you want to go shower first? But it costs money. Nancy paid me several times because she was overwhelmed by the amount of housework she had to do. I knew she had no money on hand. You can pay me next month. Hurry up or the dinner will get cold. Okay. Nancy went into her room with a face like she had been pitched by a fox. She then got some clean clothes and went into the washroom. Later, she came down to the dining room and looked at me. Did you do my laundry for me? My uniform too? That's right, I washed Nancy's uniform and the rest of her dirty laundry. It's okay, come on, let's eat. Okay. Nancy sat down next to me and started eating. It was the first time Nancy and I sat down and had dinner together since my husband passed away. How's the food? It's delicious. It's the first time you've given me a compliment. Why are you doing this? How's work? Is it tiring? Yes, it's tough, but I'm getting used to it. That's great. It's difficult to make money, isn't it? Yeah. Your dad worked hard for the money you took from me. I know. You took everything for granted and spent money like water. Do you feel sorry? I do. Next time, think twice before spending your money. I'll make breakfast and lunchbox for you tomorrow, so make sure to get up early to eat breakfast. But I can't pay for it. A mother wouldn't make their daughter pay for everything. And you're my daughter. I'll take care of you until you turn 18. After that, you're on your own. Nancy started to cry. I think it was because she had first-hand experience of how hard it is to make money in the past month. She also realized how lucky she was to have food on the table and clean clothes to wear. She seemed to have become much more honest, too. I'm going back to work soon. You should learn to take care of yourself when I'm not home. Okay, I got it, Mom. Since that day, Nancy and I have been getting along very well. Nancy continued to work her part-time job and started to cook when I was busy. She also took the initiative in doing the cleaning and the laundry. Our relationship has improved a lot. Mom, are you done with work? I just got off. Sorry, but can you get some salt on your way home? Sure, anything else? No. Then I'll get your favorite cake, too. We can have it as dessert after dinner. Really? I love you, Mom. What would you like? Let me think. Mont Blanc, maybe? You want green tea tiramisu, right, Mom? Yep, that's my favorite. I knew it. But seriously, can you stop typing that laugh in your messages? We became much closer than I could have ever imagined. Maybe my husband knew it all along. I went to the supermarket and bought the salt. And I went to the bakery and got the desserts for both of us. Trouble busters.